All right, gonna go through some of the Infinity zoning components here and get some pictures of the install for this retrofit. System here has two zones, got a zone right there and a zone and a damper up over there. We have the main zone panel right here. And this is a communicating panel, so it only works with the Infinity air handler, furnaces, condensing units, and the Infinity modulating 3-wire dampers. Let's pop this panel off here and take a look at what's going on with the wiring. The Infinity system uses the 4-wire ABCD wiring system. So essentially, to communicate between your air handler or furnace, your Infinity Touch thermostat, and if you do a smart sensor in any of the zones, you're going to use 4-wire communicating, and that can go to either of these buses right here. So right here I have the ABCD coming in from the touch control and the smart sensor, and then here I have the ABCD going out to the air handler. And then we have our wire connections for our 2 dampers down here as well. So pretty straightforward. There's enough room for 4 dampers. You can also put a second board in here and do 8 dampers. All right, so here are the dampers. They're a little bit different than your standard like spring open, spring closed style damper. 3 wires, so you get an open, closed, and a common as well. So that allows these dampers to actually modulate instead of just being all the way open or all the way closed. It can work with the modulating blower motor in the air handler or in the furnace to sort of pinpoint where the heat or air conditioning is going and at what rate it's getting there. So these work really well when they're all wired up, and the whole system, as far as zoning, it's pretty hard to beat the Infinity lineup for zoning. And these modulating dampers are, in this case, a retrofit install. They're a side slide-in from the bottom, or you can make it so that the duct comes onto either side and joins as well, and the damper's its own unit. System also has UV lights on it, so trying these out, we're going to see how it affects the air quality. We have the carrier air quality monitor upstairs as well. Curious to see how these affect mold growth in our coil. See them through the filter door here. They do a pretty good job at keeping the coil clean and free of mold and other growth. Here's the smart sensor. So these are pretty simple. You can set the temperature. You can also set the fan speed. And what this is really setting, as far as the fan speed, is how much air is getting let in or out of that damper. And you can set it to cool, heat, auto. And otherwise, there's not too much that these can do. Most of the control and setting the schedule comes from the actual touch control. Here we have the touch control. You can see here's how you can select between your zones. You can go into here and name your zones. Everything else has to be done in the service menu, which you can access by pushing and holding on the carrier hat there for about 10 seconds. That'll open the service menu. The rest of the screens are in there, and the configuring of that will depend on the application, depend on the house or building where it's installed.